All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Terrestrial Trucker Channel, y'all. Today we're going to talk about a basic set of fittings that you need to have to unload a tanker. Now, keep in mind, this is a basic set. There are, if you haul specialty trailers and things like that, like ISO tanks and stuff like that, you're going to have special stuff because ISO tanks have like metric things for overseas and all that, so there's special flanges that you have to change out and stuff like that. But this is just a basic set for US tanking. If you're tanking in the United States, some of the fittings that you have now, I've got a basic set and I'm going to show you exactly what I have and I'll explain it why. Okay. All right, everybody, here is a basic set. This is what they call a 3-inch double female. Okay, this is what they call a 3-inch double male. Of course, you can kind of, for people who don't know why they called male, why they called female. Okay, look, here, female, double female, here's a male. You get the picture, right? The male goes into the female section here. That's why this is called a double male fitting. This is called a double female. Now, it's best to have, because you have a lot of customers have 2-inch and 3-inch, or your standard hoses and standard connections are 2 and 3. So you've got to have a full set of 3. Here's a full set of 2, a 2-inch double female, a male 2-inch double female. Now, most of your hoses are going to be a male on one end, a female on the other end. So the thing about that is, okay, say you've got, because all your trailers, which I'll show you in a minute, but all your trailers are basically have a male end on the back of your trailer. Most of the hoses have a female end. So there's the back of the trailer. Here's the one end of your hose. Here's the other end of your hose, which has a male end. So the female end of one hose will come onto the back of the trailer. This will be the other end of your hose that goes into the customer. Well, say your customer has a male end. This is where you would need a female end like this to put on the other end of your hose and then to put on their fitting, on their piping. So that's why you have to have something like these, have these setups just in case you ever come into situations like, same thing with a 2-inch, that's a standard 2-inch as well. Now, on the backs of your trailer, like I say, the average trailer has a 3-inch male fitting connection on it. So you have a 3 to 2, so say the customer has a 2-inch line. Now you're gonna need a 2-inch hose. If they want a 2-inch hose, now this goes on the back of your trailer, because here's the back of your trailer. This fits on that, and now you put your 2-inch hose on that. In the same way, if the customer has a 2-inch female side, now your 2-inch male side of your hose will just fit nice and neatly, right in there. Well, my thing's tight, but it'll fit in nice and neat. And there you go. Now say your thing is different. Say it's the opposite. Well, now you're going to need one of these as well. So, that's why it's always good to have a full, complete set. Now, another thing that you need to have, a lot of customers, if you are air unloading, not so much for the pump, but if you are air unloading, they're going to want you to have a bleed off. That way, you close your line on the trailer, they close their line, and you still have pressure in the hose. You can open this valve like I've got it opened right here, and that'll bleed the air pressure off in between the hose, because like I say, you've got your end closed on the trailer, they're end closed on their line, pressure still in the hose. You open this up and it bleeds that air pressure out. So if you try to open this up, take this ear off and pull this fitting hose off, it's going to blow back on you. So you need to bleed the pressure out. Same thing. So if you have a 2-inch connection, now you've got a 2-inch. If you've got a 3, now you've got a 3. Also have me a 2-inch double female, just in case. Now, this is a nice little doodad that we had made. I've got this on all 3 of my trucks, y'all. This is a 2-inch double female, or a 2-inch female. This is actually a cap that you can generally put on the male end of a hose. But as you can see here, it's been drilled out on the inside, and you can tell by that right there, this is actually a Chicago fitting that was welded on here. I'm going to do a whole separate video on this right here, y'all. So look for that video later on in the week, or next week, whenever. We're going to have another video specifically for this right here, y'all. Then of course, have straps. Y'all, I actually also have a 3-inch with a bleed off. It's a solid 3, so you got a 3 on this end and a 3 on the male end here. But that I actually used on this load. The tank wash is closed, so there she is right there. I have to get this washed. So that sits in my bucket. I always have buckets, y'all. 5-gallon bucket, and it's always good to keep a couple of these little, 2.5 gallon buckets. So if you've got a short place to get underneath and you can't get underneath a trailer, or it's under a customer's little low line, you can put the small buckets. Plus also keep them in here. So I've got stuff like these. These lids here are great. You can get them at Lowe's. Get your bucket and get these lids here. That way you're not constantly having to snap it on. You can just take the snap-on part, stays on top of the bucket, then you put your stuff in and you just spin it in. That's a good set to have, y'all. Very good set to have. But that is your standard set right there, y'all. And y'all probably heard my phone going off galore with some people. I don't know why, they're just, I've got like a gazillion texts coming through all of a sudden. Haven't got a text in like hours. And now all of a sudden, I guess everybody's waking up and now everybody's texting. Well, y'all, this is a basic set of fittings that you should have if you are a tank driver. Like I say, standard. This is a standard set everybody should have on the truck. Now, like I said before, if you're hauling specialty stuff, you're gonna have more if you're hauling more specialty stuff. But for a standard tanker, you go to places that have a 2-inch, places that have a 3-inch. Man, them Texas are going crazy. But this is the standard set that you should have, between a 2 and a 3 inches. So if you don't have it, inquire about getting those, because especially if you're an owner-operator. If you're an owner-operator, you need to make sure all your trucks have these fittings, y'all. Make sure they have the fittings. Make sure you get to a customer and have what you need. Because I talked to a driver that had to have, the customer had to come up with some fittings because he didn't have the fittings to unload. He had to work something different because their end has something different the way he had. He didn't have this set of fittings. So I let him know, hey, look, these are the fittings that you should have on your truck. If you don't have them, make sure you get them. Because you don't want to get to a customer and look like a fool because now you're borrowing their stuff to unload the product. We're supposed to be the professionals. We're supposed to be, the tank driver is supposed to have it. Make sure you have your stuff, y'all. Anyway, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed this short video. Maybe it's short, maybe it's not. I don't know. Anyway, those are the fittings to have, y'all. We'll catch y'all next video, y'all. Peace out.